The mechanics of breathing. This refers to the inspiration and expiration, or commonly known as pulmonary ventilation, and the act of getting air in from our environment into our lungs and air from inside of our lungs back out into the environment. Now the first stage is inspiration, so actually getting air into our body. And what this involves is our thoracic cavity lifting outwards and upwards. Now the muscles involved with this are our diaphragm, which flattens and pulls downwards, and that increases the volume of our thoracic cavity. Our external intercostal muscle, which lie over the top of our rib cage, when they contract, they draw the ribs outwards. We have our sternocleidomastoid, which runs from sort of our earlobe down towards our clavicle. We have our scalenes, which are running on the sort of deep within our neck, pulling onto our rib cage and onto our clavicle, and also help lifting upwards. And we have our pectorals minor, which help attach from sort of our shoulder positioning here and help draw our rib cage upwards and outwards also. Now these all contract and cause the pressure to drop inside of our lungs. Because of the increased space, there's now more room for the air that was residing in there to now move around inside of that thoracic cavity in the lungs. So that causes pressure to drop. With high pressure outside and low pressure inside, this causes air to rush down our trachea and inflate our lungs. Once this reaches the balance, we stop breathing in. Now, in order to expire at rest, those muscles involved with inspiration relax and recoil, and our rib cage or thoracic cavity will, by itself, usually through gravity, as well as just returning to its normal position, will come back in and move downwards. The diaphragm, which was flat, will now return into its slight dome or disc shape. So this decrease in volume causes pressure to rise inside of our lungs higher than the atmospheric air, causing air to be pushed from an area of high pressure into the low pressure, which is outside. Once again, when this reaches a balance, we stop the air stops moving from our inside of our lungs into the atmosphere. Now, when we are exercising, obviously we don't want our expiration to be passive, because that would be too slow and we won't be able to actually get sufficient oxygen supply into our lungs and then around to our body. So what we do instead is actually use our rectus abdominals, so that the main sort of stomach area there. When they contract, they help pull the rib cage down at a faster rate. And we also have our internal intercostal muscles, which are lying on the inside of our rib cage, and when they contract, they actually draw the rib cage in at a faster rate, inwards and downwards, decreasing the volume, increasing the pressure and forcing air out of our trachea.